you wake alone in your room, disturbed by some noises close to your bed. At first, when you open your eyes, all you see is darkness and black. You stare straight up and listen, straining your ears to pick up the faintest and smallest of sounds. The sounds on the edge of the hearing? The sounds of noise being withheld, of something deliberately trying to be silent, to stalk, and to hunt. Your eyes begin to adjust. You still see only darkness, but now with terror you begin to realize it's not the darkness of the room, but the dark, empty void staring out from the hollow eye sockets of the thin thing leaning over your bed. One of the most notorious mainstream creepypasta villains, Eyeless Jack, is a humanoid entity who removes the organs of his victims and eats them. The character's moniker comes from the fact that he appears in a hoodie wearing a black-blue mask open at the eye sockets, which, though they are leaking a black fluid, are entirely empty. In later fan-made variants on the original story, Eyeless Jack is commonly found standing at the foot of the bed or leaning over his sleeping victim. In most depictions, Eyeless Jack wears a blue mask and a hoodie. There are two carnivorous black holes where the eyes should be, whilst the rest of the facial features are either missing entirely or only suggested in a shape. The image most commonly associated with the character is a photograph taken from below, as if looking up at a blank-faced figure with only two gaping holes where his eyes should be. The photograph, which predates production of the actual story of Eyeless Jack, was created on November 19, 2009 by two DeviantArt users, Nikki TZ408 and Pirate Keshu. The image was then posted by a user calling himself Arnon on the 4chan, amongst a collection of creepy images and crew stashes taken from video games that he claimed to have found on 4chan's /v/. The collection was labeled as Nightmare Fuel and significantly featured the DeviantArt image of the as yet nameless character. The image was posted on June 7, 2010, and would not be attached to a story until February of 2012. Like most creepypasta characters, there was an ecphrastic element to Eyeless Jack's creation, meaning that the actual story of Eyeless Jack came after or was inspired by the image. That story was eventually posted to Creepypasta by username Azelf5000 on February 25, 2012, and was presented as a first-person account of an encounter with Eyeless Jack, detailing how he had stolen and at least partially eaten human organs. The story gained in popularity, helped by the reading on YouTube by Mr. Creepypasta in March of 2012. Interestingly, the original Creepypasta was removed by its creator in the wake of the original Jeff the Killer story being removed, with its author expressing a desire to remove it himself before the admins of the site could. Eyeless Jack Creepypasta story. Hello, my name is Mitch. I'm here to tell you guys about an experience I had. I don't know if it was paranormal or whatever stupid words people use to describe supernatural phenomena, but after that thing visited me, I believe it that paranormal trash now. A week after I moved in with my brother Edwin, after my house was foreclosed, I finished unpacking. Edwin liked the idea of me moving in, since we had not seen each other for 10 years. So I was excited too. I soon fell asleep after I moved in. After that first week, I heard rustling noises coming from outside at about 1 in the morning. I thought it was a raccoon, so I ignored it and tried to fall asleep. The next morning, I told Edwin about it, and he agreed. The next night, however, I thought I heard my window opening and a loud thump as if something entered my room. I darted up and looked around my room, but I saw nothing. The next morning, Edwin dropped his coffee cup when he saw me. He held up a nearby mirror, and I saw myself. I had a large gash in my left cheek. After I was rushed to the hospital, my doctor told me that I must have been sleepwalking, but then he showed me something that made my blood turn cold. He lifted up my shirt to reveal a sewn-up incision where my kidneys were. I stared into my eyes, mine widening. You somehow lost your left kidney last night, my doctor told me. We don't know how, though. Sorry, Mitch. The next night was my breaking point. Around midnight, I woke up to see a truly horrifying sight. I was staring face to face with a creature with a black hoodie and a dark blue mask with no nose or mouth staring down at me. The thing that scared me the most was that it had no eyes, just empty black sockets. The creature also had some black substance dripping from its sockets. The creature also had I grabbed a camera from the nearby mantle and took a picture. Immediately after taking the shot, the creature lunged at me and tried to claw open my chest to get to my lungs. I stopped it by kicking it in the face. As I ran out of my room, I grabbed my wallet. I would need the money. I ran out of my brother's house into the night. I eventually ended up in the woods near Edwin's house, and I tripped on a rock. I fell unconscious, and woke up in the hospital. My doctor, the same one who treated me before, entered the room. I have good news and bad news, Mitch. My doctor stared at. The good news is that you had minor injuries, and your parents are going to pick you up. I sighed with relief. The bad news is, your brother has been killed by some thing. Sorry. My parents took me back to Edwin's house to collect my remaining belongings, which I did. Upon entering my room, I was scared, but remained calm. I grabbed my camera and then stopped dead in my tracks. In the hallway leading to my room, I saw Edwin's body and something small lying next to it. I retrieved it up and entered my parents' car, not mentioning Edwin's corpse. I looked at the thing I had picked up and nearly vomited. It was holding my stolen half-eaten kidney with some black substance on it.